Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
And crash. You son
Oh, God. Hold on. Pause.
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
They were targeting Wall Street when they should have been targeting Capitol Hill. They should have been targeting DC. This is the same thing, and this is what people keep missing.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
You bought GameStop at 400, didn't you? To the moon, baby. To the moon.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom. The stock market is crazy and chaotic. We made it our mission to help you own it. Fat Man Zoom, hit him off with the starting five.
What's going on, guys? Starting five, we have Sam Cisnero, Darren Anderson, Rudy Brown, Mysterious Gal, and Savvy Money Show. You guys are our starting five, and we appreciate you. A lot of repeats in our starting five. We know who comes early. And Rudy Brown, quit spamming the chat.
Blowing it up.
Another full agenda for us. A lot of stuff to talk about. But first, we have a thumbnail pose off. All right. We will start with this camera angle. Camera one.
Okay.
We look good.
We do look
I don't know
good.
if it's my iPad that makes us look really good, but we look good. All right. Camera one.
Let's do it.
Earnings reaction after hours. I realized, that's good. Okay. I realized that less is more, so I'm like trying to be a little bit more simple, subtle.
No, you got to grab their attention.
No, it's a conversation for a different day, but I think it's like a little extra, like just smiling,
I like being extra.
a welcoming face. Feels like home. All right, camera two. We got a couple in camera two. RobinHood is rolling. RobinHood on the move. Will it continue to go up?
How's that for subtle?
Will it continue to go up? I don't. Where's it going? Next one is my favorite stock indicators. How to set up moving averages. Moving averages. Yeah, that's a good one. Put that hand down a little bit further. Give me a little bit more. Down. Oh, perfect. Space for the text. All right. And this is good for you. This is the last one.
All right.
Spirit Airlines is falling apart. There you go. All right, number three. I only have one. Is Ethereum posed for a breakout?
Looks awfully happy for it.
Because I think it is posed for a breakout.
All right.
We're going to tell you guys a little bit later.
All right.
We got some crypto talk. Ethereum, baby, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. So, guys, that is just a number of the topics we're going to discuss. We're going to be checking out the market. So if you guys haven't been here before, welcome to Stock Market Live. We will be going live through close, and we may be a little bit extended because we have a lot of good earnings on the docket. We have Roku, Uber, Etsy, Fastly, Marathon Oil, Mercado Libre, and Win, if anybody gives a shit. But first, I think... we got to get into like what's going on in the market,
yes,
how things are going. So, guys, if you are excited, go ahead and click that thumbs up. Let's not waste any time. What's our goal for today?
Listen, 6 days in a row of 100 likes or more.
Fun. Yep.
Let's make it number 7. Lucky number 7, 100 likes. Right now we're already up to 16. We're just starting out.
In my mind, there's no way we're not going to hit 100. I think we're going to easy hit 100. The market closes, we're going to get an influx. So
after tomorrow, if we hit 100 tomorrow, I think we up the goal to 125.
Okay, I'm open for that.
I think you guys let us know, but I think the 125 goal is probably achievable.
So let's start with what's going on in the market. Let me get one little bit of news out of the way. If you guys follow me on Twitter, we've been trying to figure this out. Drive Shack's earnings. We finally know when it is, and that's August 9th. That's Monday, pre-market.
Yeah.
It's official, guaranteed. I got the email about an hour ago. So there you guys have it. That's going to be a really good day. We're going to be live that day, and my hope is that stock's moving. I feel good about that. But more importantly, a stock that has already been moving, been crushing it, up well over 100% this week, and that is RobinHood.
Yes.
We talked about it yesterday, but I think the move was just too incredible not to bring it up again today. What are your thoughts behind this move? Where is it going? And I mean, it was halted a couple times. Like, is this thing just in the short term, or is this going to continue to roll in your opinion?
Yeah, I'm going to move this out to the 1 hour chart here just so we get a little bit more context on what's been going on. So if you guys haven't been privy to this, the first couple of days we saw the IPO of Robinhood really kind of have a major sell-off, and really all the volume had to do with those who had shares pre-IPO were selling it off. I mean, we saw just from Vlad alone selling $275 million worth of stock. And so you imagine all the other investors that were either pre-IPO or what have you selling stock on that day. That's probably what prompted a lot of the selling, bringing it down from a $38 IPO price to $33.25. Since then, it's been ripping face and continues to go up. It went up as high as $85 today, had a pretty decent pullback, and is still climbing. It is up 43% today alone. I have no idea where this is going. This is so difficult to try to determine what's going on with some of these meme stocks. And I think the more important question is, Fat Man Zoom, is this something that Robinhood wants to be tied to or not?
The move?
No, you just a label of a quote unquote meme stock, because today's move, it's not just Robinhood today. AMD's also been ripping. And those are the top two most talked about stocks on Reddit.
Yeah.
So like, if you're an AMD investor, are you happy about today's move or the move over the last couple of weeks because the Wall Street Bets crowd's getting into it, or are you nervous about that?
I mean, I think you need to be smart about it. I think it shouldn't. The short answer to your question is, I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
To me, it reminds me of the old line, like, any publicity is good publicity.
Right.
The reality is, like, whatever makes the stock move, I'm fine with. I saw something, Jim Cramer said something about how he was like kind of poo-pooing AMD's meme stock handle. Like,
yeah,
you wanted it to eventually go up. The reason, like, what do you care?
Right.
And so I think as time goes on, we're going to learn more about these meme stock movements, and we're going to understand it a little bit better and be able to play it a little bit better. But I'd rather have it green than red.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just it, right? Like, I feel like I am nervous. Like, if I'm an AMD holder, I would be nervous. This thing's gone up like 40% over the last couple of days since their earnings call.
Yeah.
And so then how much higher does it go? Do I think that AMD deserves to be a $130, $140 stock? Yes. But fundamentally, it's starting to get to a point to where it's way ahead of itself. I think it could grow into that valuation. Make no mistake about it. But if I'm an AMD holder, I'm not used to this kind of volatility, and it probably would make me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just ensuring that you do your due diligence. I mean, if a stock gets ahead of it, it doesn't matter. Like, even if it's what you consider a legit catalyst, if you're up 30, 40%, you put your stop in and then rinse and repeat again. So I don't feel bad for anybody that's got a 30, 40% move.
No.
I think that, if you have a strong trading strategy, then you should just be like, okay, cool, I'm going to run with this as long as it goes. I'm going to take advantage of this. But the reality is, especially if you're in Robinhood, if you doubled your money, which you very well should have, like, set your stop and like be happy with it. And if it runs without you, it runs without you. So to get that investment in 2 days to double your money, that just never happens. So kudos to anybody that's in it. If you want to continue to roll with it, cool, continue to roll with it. It's going to be volatile, that's for sure. Who knows where it's going to go up, but we know that it's not just going to be a straight move up. There's going to be some choppiness over time. So just make sure you know your strategy.
By the way, AMC was down 10% today. It's below $30 a share.
Really?
Yeah. Got wrecked. So all the apes just jumped ship from AMC and said, I know Diamond Hands and all that, but Robinhood's running, so let's just go all hop into that.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on this. Sure to be interesting to see how this ends the week and then going into next week.
Yeah.
Do we have a new crew member? Did I hear something?
We did have a new crew member, but I don't think they're actually in the live stream. Maybe they're watching another video because it didn't show up, but we got the notification. So.
Oh, nice.
Welcome to the Chaos Crew, Chris.
If you guys are interested in the Chaos Crew, the join button is next to the chat. We give you all sorts of goodies, free watch list, technical watch list with supports and resistances. We get access to our Discord. You get access to Brad's public portfolio, alerts, all the good stuff. And you get those nice little bulls and bears. So click the join if you guys are interested. It's just $4.99, people. Ain't no big deal. Moving on. I'm kind of throwing this out to you, but I just wanted to throw out the earnings this morning in general before we move on too far.
Yeah.
Did anything stand out to you? Is there anything that either surprised you or you're interested in or wanted to talk about?
The surprise for me was Spirit Air Systems, and we take a look at the chart here, and it's down as much as 5%. It was actually lower than that, breaking the $40 support very briefly. So this could be a little bit of a fake out of breaking in that support. We'll see how the rest of the day shakes out. But this is, again, on the hourly chart. Just kind of wanted to show you what was going on today. But they came out with earnings and crushed it pretty good. Gave a pretty decent upbeat guidance. Obviously, I think one of the biggest reasons why this is moving down has a lot to do with the Delta variant. And, causes for concern about air travel, all that good stuff. But, man, I think that I still view this as a huge opportunity. If we break ourselves out back to the daily chart, it's officially below that 200-day moving average. I just think that I would watch it tomorrow to see how we react here. But if this holds above 40, I think this is going to be a good opportunity for Spirit. It's about 20% off from its previous highs. And that was when they were still kind of rocky as far as growth is concerned and things getting back to normal. I think this is a good opportunity for Spirit, but that was the big surprise for me today.
Well, I guess keeping the trend with Spirit, keeping the trend with airlines, let's talk about Spirit Airlines, ticker symbol SAVE. This is an interesting one because I was reading an article today, Brad, about them having a horrible, like a PR nightmare where they had to cancel half their flights due to a number of reasons. Yeah. Weather was one of them, but also some things that were in their control, some staffing shortages, which we've heard other airlines having issues with, and just some technical difficulties. There were people on Twitter that could not get a hold of anybody. Their flights were canceled. They couldn't get a hold of customer service. And so they resorted to Twitter to try to reach out to them. And when they did get a hold of somebody, they said, oh, you just got to rebook it. There's nothing we can do. Is this something that investors in Spirit need to be worried about? Or is this something that will be handled and just a blip on the radar?
That's a great question. I think this is definitely something that investors should be worried about. We saw there was some rioting going on in some of these airports. I saw reports of that. Yeah. That's just absolutely insane. I think that this is certainly a cause for concern from Spirit Airlines and the airlines in general. But I will say that Spirit seems to be the worst culprit for this. Yeah. Some of the other ones, we've even seen this from Southwest. We love Southwest. Some of the cancellation issues and staffing issues. This all goes back to just the job shortages in general. And I think that's probably more of a threat to the reopening than the Delta variant is actually. So that'll have to work itself out. But as far as Spirit Airlines in general, I actually had an area marked here, and this is from weeks ago, maybe even months ago, at 23.59, and it actually bounced off of that. So it is encouraging to see that it's bounced from its lows today. We'll just kind of have to see how this works itself out. But it's kind of like you said, publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad. Maybe this sheds some light on SAVE, and we'll see how it reacts.
Yeah, I mean, as a low-cost airline, you don't have a great margin for error. And so this is, to me, this could be a sign of things to come. Yeah. It's not that I'd be totally bailing, but I think it's worth now, okay, let's look at the next steps, how they handle it, because this is bad. As far as the overall airlines, there's certainly other ones we like better. We like Southwest, we like Delta.
Yeah.
But right now, are you bullish or bearish on airlines? I know from a longer term perspective, you're probably bullish, but is this an opportunity for airlines, or would you be kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting?
I think this is an opportunity for airlines. If you look at the Jets ETF, this is extremely oversold. If you guys don't know Jets, it actually has Delta, Southwest, American Airlines, all the big ones. They're in here, and it's starting to reach a bit of an inflection point here. And I think that if the lowest I could see this coming back down to as far as the ETFs is concerned is around maybe 21 and a half. And then perhaps maybe we see this move up. Some may argue that this is a move up to the 200-day moving average, and now we're seeing it roll over. I think that we are pretty close to a bottom on the airlines in general. So you could go into Jets. You could go into one of your favorite airlines. Obviously, you don't want to do anything too speculative. We still like Delta, Southwest, but I do think that this is an opportunity more so than to tell somebody to just run from it.
Yeah, and if you guys let us know if you like a airline stock in particular, one that you're in, one that you're thinking about getting in. Which airlines do you like? Put them in the comments below. Moving on, let's get into a little bit more exciting stuff. But another industry that I would say is a little bit hasn't bounced back as much as we thought, but we're equally bullish on, and that's gaming stocks. You and I are very, very bullish on Penn. MGM is a Fat Man Zoom special. On the heels of Caesar having some awesome earnings, and we've talked about some catalysts coming up. Where do you stand with gambling stocks, and which stocks for you would be the ones that you'd be looking at to get into?
I'm so glad you asked that. So one interesting thing that I think that a lot of people need to realize, if we look at the ETF BETS, is BETZ. We can look at the casino industry as a whole and kind of see how far it's come down, which is pretty considerable. And we'll take a look at the chart in just a second. But I really wanted to kind of stress the point that we've seen the casino industry really kind of tail off since February, March. The entire industry, not just Penn stock. You guys know that we love Penn, but all of them. And a lot of it's been due to thoughts on it getting ahead of itself. Are we really reopening as fast as we need to? Sports obviously kind of been touch and go. Football season is upon us. Preseason starts next week, and I think that that's going to be one of the biggest catalysts moving forward for some of these gaming stocks, more importantly in sports betting in general. So we just heard from Caesars as well express that they saw 50% increase in margins for regional casinos. And this is without, Macau and all that. This is from Vegas, from all their other regional casinos. That's an insane number. If you guys don't follow the industry that well, 50% margin is great anywhere, but it is wild for regional casinos, for brick and mortar locations. The demand there is absolutely insane. And that leads me to my first stock, which is Caesars. I think Caesars announced yesterday also, or earlier in the week, that they now have a sports book. We take a look at the chart here, and it is having a bit of a down day, again, in response to some of the issues that we've seen with the Delta variant, which I think will be short-lived. You can look at Caesar and see that it is actually holding really nicely at the 200-day moving average, and I think that that's probably going to be an area that I would like to perhaps scoop some up on if you see value in Caesars. The next one's going to be MGM. Fat Man Zoom, if I asked you what the top two sports betting companies, what would you say they were?
DraftKings and MGM?
No. MGM's actually third. So it's FanDuel. It's FanDuel's number one.
That was a trick question.
No, it wasn't. Sorry.
But MGM is number 3.
Yes.
All
MGM's number 3. And it's interesting because the daily fantasy sports, DraftKings is number 1, hands down. But the sports book side of things, which is much different. So you guys, I'm sure you're probably familiar with fantasy sports and just daily fantasy sports. You guys, a lot of you might be involved in baseball fantasy leagues and that sort of thing, NBA, and obviously football is in there too. But the sports betting side of it is different. DraftKings is number 2. FanDuel's number 1 by a large margin. 40% market share is what FanDuel takes ownership of. And then DraftKings is around 20% or so. And then MGM's coming up on the rear. And actually, MGM's pretty far behind that. I think that MGM could make up some ground here. We've also seen some high demand. They have earnings coming up from Caesars. I think that carries over into MGM. And there's so much potential here as well with them. And then it's number 3 is going to be Penn National. Obviously, no brainer. I don't think anybody would be surprised by this, but you look at the chart here also, it's holding up that $66 mark very well. The thing that Penn has going for them that nobody else does is the stoolies. 70 million people that they have, that they can reach, that it's at their fingertips, that they don't have to spend any extra money on. We heard from Caesars that they're spending $1 billion just on sports betting market for the next year. Penn National is not going to spend anywhere near that in marketing for their sports books because they don't have to. So I think that this is going to be something that also would be a really good opportunity to grab on. I know that we've experienced a lot of pain with Penn recently over the last couple of months, but I do think that we're going to start to see this turn around, and football season is upon us. I think that could be the inflection point for all of these.
Yeah, we're already in it, but I agree. It's interesting because Penn's earnings are tomorrow, right? Tomorrow
Yes.
pre-market.
Yeah.
And so it is a little bit scary with earnings, and we know it could go lower, but it just seems like it's really set up for a good move. And even if it does go down, I have to wait through football season.
Yeah.
Like I just have to do it through Arizona launching gambling. Like there's just too many catalysts to not. There's a chance that Penn doesn't give great news. I think that's very small, like a small likelihood. So I think the odds are in our favor for Penn. We both have very substantial positions in it. So good luck tomorrow with Penn. Either we're going to be some miserable duds at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, or we're going to be happy as all hell with our Penn hoodies in summertime.
Yes.
So there you guys have it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this content. How many people do we have in the house?
We got 110 of you guys hanging in here, 40 likes so far. We're trying to keep our streak alive of 100 likes. This will be our 7th day in a row that we'll get 100 likes out of you guys. So we certainly would appreciate the love. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up, get us to our goal for 7 days in a row, we certainly would appreciate it.
So on our channel, we talk a lot about, playing chess, being a couple moves ahead, thinking about where the attention will be, not where the attention lies.
Yeah.
And so before we came on today, I was looking around, and I normally just kind of check crypto just to get a touch point of it. And Ethereum and Bitcoin seem to be kind of settling out, and I wanted to get your perspective from a technical perspective, specifically on Ethereum. Everybody talks about Bitcoin, but Ethereum, we've seen before last year, its rate of growth has been quicker and better than Bitcoin. And it's shown that it's happening again. So for Ethereum, I've been looking at it over 2,500. To me, that's that's my position I keep adding to. Is Ethereum poised for a breakout?
I think it is, and this is looking like it's very firmly above the 200-day moving average, which we've said is a very crucial indicator for crypto in general. I mean, we've seen Bitcoin really fight to get above that, and it is, the proof is in the pudding. It's fought with that 200-day moving average several times, and once it's above it, it holds as a pretty decent support. So I think there's definitely a case that can be made here. Over the last 3 weeks, we've only seen 4 red days.
Yeah.
That to me, and you could see that this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. If you guys have never seen a head and shoulders pattern before, this is what this W pattern is. Imagine somebody with head and shoulders and kind of flip that upside down. That's kind of what we have here. That's a pretty solid bull pattern. And if we break up over this 2650, which it looks like we are, if we sustain above that, I think that this has a lot of room to continue to roll.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, and we've been waiting for this moment. It's held up rather well, and there's really nothing, as far as I know, no catalyst. So the fact that it's moving up is very promising, and if there is a catalyst on top of that, I'm excited about it, but I'm just enjoying the ride. Ethereum continues to move on. We don't talk about Ethereum enough, so I wanted to bring it to the table.
It consistently outperforms Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you brought up moving averages, you brought up patterns, and you and I were talking a little bit about indicators, and we wanted to offer people who may not be in the level 3 crew, may not be familiar with you as much, or maybe people who just don't know what these lines are. You talk a lot about 50-day, 200-day moving averages, and I wanted to get your feedback on what are the most important indicators for you, and how do you use them as far as your trading is concerned?
Yeah. So for me, I've done it all. I've been trading for long enough to try to use all the indicators that I can, and I've done all the beginner newbie stuff with using MACDs and all that stuff, and
MACD's nuts.
Having spaghetti all over my screen, and realizing that less is more. And it really doesn't have to be that complicated. And I really kind of break it down for the most part. Every once in a while, I'll throw an indicator in there that I don't usually use. But for the most part, I keep it down to 3 simple indicators. And you can really make it 2. It's the simple moving average and the RSI. If we take a look at SPY, this is a perfect example of this. I use the 50-day moving average. It's represented by this yellow line here. And then the 200-day moving average is represented by the purple line. And a lot of institutional investors, the big money, the smart money, if you will, use these as well. And so it can kind of really help you and give you an edge if you're a retail trader, because if you look at these and say, okay, if the big money, if the institutions are using these indicators, then I should probably be able to do that as well. Because if the the way that this works is that if you have big money that sees a break below like a 50-day moving average, there's a pretty distinct likelihood that this may continue to come down. If big money is going to sell it below this line, you can imagine what it's going to look like for you. So if you think that the moving average or the price of the stock is going to move down below that moving average, then you probably want to be out before the big money starts to sell off as well. So that's definitely a good indicator. We've seen how the SPY, this is the S&P 500 ETF, has actually followed along this 50-day moving average very well. You could see a couple of days where it dipped down below that, but for the most part, it hugs right along that line. Anytime it corrects, we always watch for this 50-day moving average, and I think that's a really good indicator. Another way to kind of see the proof of concept in the 200-day moving average, we could look at something like the OIH. This is actually something that I'm invested in right now, and if Webull gets their act together, here we go. So we can see that this has actually tested the 200-day moving average quite well. Right now, it's sitting right at it here today as we speak, so we'll see how that plays out today. But that is another moving average that you can use, and those are the two that I use pretty much every day when I'm looking for potential buying and selling opportunities.
And then how do you work into the RSI?
So RSI is going to be something that I use to determine oversold and overbought situations. You can also use this as a divergence. So if the stock is up higher and the RSI is giving you the opposite reaction, then you could more than likely determine when something's going to top or bottom before it actually makes the turn. So RSI can be, a lot of people equate it to oversold and overbought, and that's what it's most commonly used for, but you can use it for those divergences as well.
So, and RSI is relative strength index.
Yes.
So when you say divergent, like can you give us an example of that?
Yeah. So I didn't have one
not necessarily a stock, but just like a theoretical example of it.
So if a stock is going up and it's continuing to climb and the RSI is coming down.
So it's going up, but how is it in relation to the 50-day and 200-day? Does it matter or no?
I don't really use them in conjunction like that. I'm looking at it as, okay, I use the 50-day and 200 days more of areas of support and of resistance.
Okay.
And then I'm looking at RSI to see how if it's coming down to the 200-day, does it look like it's oversold, and kind of use it in that way. And I also want to stress, like, these indicators aren't the fail safes, right? They're not like end all be all. You shouldn't use these as gospel. They're tools to help you make a decision, not necessarily to make the decision for you. Yeah,
I think that's a good point. And using any indicator or whatever your strategy is, there are so many factors that determine whether a stock moves, and you're just using sort of an educated guess based on information you've used in the past, but the past isn't necessarily going to predict the future.
Right.
It's no different. It's almost something to use to put things on the watch list. And the watch list, contrary to popular belief, is not a buy list.
Yeah.
And so if something is either near a moving average or if something is looking oversold, it doesn't mean that it's going to play out like you think it's going to play out. It's just, hey, let's keep an eye on it. And one of the things that we try to do with our trading is, all right, this should raise a flag for us. All right, let's sort of keep an eye on it, put it on the watch list. But then we got to wait for confirmation. We got to wait to see if that plays out. Still be smart, not fall in love with the idea that, hey, if it's oversold, it's going to go up now. No, it can still go down further.
Yeah.
But I love these, and you actually got me really into the moving averages, and you guys can put different time frames. So 50 and 200 days, what you choose, you can actually do whatever time frame. I know 10 days is a lot of people talk about in the Own the Chaos Discord. Shout out to the Own the Chaos Discord. You guys want to join? Click the join button. But yeah, there's different ways you can do it, but like I like it because it is kind of simple and it doesn't complicate things. It's just, okay, it alerts me, and then I could sort of do my due diligence from there.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Guys, what indicators do you use? Throw them in the comments. Let us know what you use, why you like it. And who knows, maybe you're going to convince Brad and compel him, and he'll start using it on the live streams.
It'll have to be a really good reason.
Bro, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
We are about 30 seconds away from the close. Really big earnings today, guys. So we got about 140 of you in here. If you were looking forward to getting our reactions on earnings, you are in the right place. We got 57 likes. We're over halfway there to our goal of 100 likes for the day. So make sure you hit that thumbs up if you're just tuning in. But we got Roku, Uber, Etsy, Fastly, Marathon Oil, and Wynn Resorts today reporting. Be curious to see if we get some strong earnings from Wynn. We already saw some really strong earnings from Caesar and Wynn. If we see it from Wynn, rather, be curious to see how Penn responds or some of the other gaming stocks too. But definitely we'll be keeping that one on our watch list. Mercado Libre too, another e-commerce play. It's just a lot of stuff going on this afternoon.
Which ones are you most excited about?
Honestly, I want to see how Roku's performing because Netflix came out and didn't give us much, right? The streaming services have been have fallen out of favor a little bit, and we can take a look at Roku right now. It's green on the day, but it has been beaten down from 490 plus now all the way down to 421. And so I'd be curious to see how this one shakes out. I'm going to shift this on over to the 5-minute chart just so we can see the immediate reaction to some of these earnings. But yeah, that's the one that I'm most excited about. What about you?
Man, there's a lot of good ones. Etsy and Mercado Libre.
Yeah.
I've been, our daily watch list, we've been throwing that in there from time to time. For me, it's a great international exposure play. Honestly, if you're somebody who wants that international exposure and like Baba was something that was on your radar, which I'm not down on Baba in general, but there's a lot of things to be concerned about currently.
Yeah.
Mercado Libre gives you that international exposure and is very similar in that sense. So them being fintech, them being e-commerce, all the services it offers, and there's still huge exposure opportunity for Latin America for Mercado Libre. I think there's certainly some headwinds that you can make the case for, but there's a very strong bull case for Mercado Libre.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm going to load up Twitter. And I do want to shout out real quick our daily watch list. We give out 5 stocks every morning before the market opens. Stocks that we're watching. We send them out for free. There's no cost to you. If you guys want to get that watch list, get on the email list, go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll take you to onlychaos.com, and you will receive that tomorrow morning. You get it right away.
Yeah.
So go do it.
Is MGM's earnings today?
Ooh,
I've seen a couple of reports, but I'm not seeing it on Earnings Whisper's site.
I don't believe so because I feel like I would have gotten an alert, but I'll double check when it is.
And Earnings Whispers usually has MGM on here, so
yeah. I have MGM as October 27th.
Okay. We have some reactions here from Wynn. Looks like their earnings might be in. It's up about 1.5% right now, actually climbing here. Should be interesting to see how this looks. And Mercado Libre is also up 2%. So some of the earnings look like they're already reporting here. Okay.
All right, so I'm looking at Wynn, seeing if we got any info. Looks like they are in. Haven't got the numbers yet.
Okay. So we'll get those as soon as we got them, folks. Mercado Libre is also moving up. It's up 2% here. You guys can take a look at the chart. Pretty good move. Pretty good solid movement there. Look at this. Big old boner candle right after hours. Damn. Yeah, a couple people are saying MGMs today. I don't know. We'll find out.
So operating revenue beat estimates. I'm still waiting on earnings per share. That's for Wynn.
Okay.
Let me see if we have anything from Mercado Libre. Mercado Libre, damn.
How they do?
Beat on both. Earnings per share, they were estimated at 9 cents a share. They came in at $1.37.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Revenue beat, $1.5 billion was estimate, came in at $1.7 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, these numbers are really good. Gross merchandise volume, $13 billion versus $8 billion last year. Payment volume, $32 billion versus $19 billion last year. Holy shit.
That's insane.
Go off.
Guys, this is a Own the Chaos watch list special. I'm telling you, you get it for free. Go to onlychaos.com, sign up for the watch list today. We had Mercado Libre on here multiple times. That is insane, bro.
Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see about MGM. So just to give you guys, I'm looking literally legit right now.
So we got win. Win beat, loss of 152 was the estimates, came in at a loss of $1.15. So revenue were expected at 958 million. Beat came in at 990 million.
So pretty good beat from them too. Wind Resorts is one that heavily relies on Macau too. So that's encouraging to see from Win. A lot more than, obviously like a Penn or MGM relies on Macau pretty hard too. But Caesars has their own regional, and obviously things will look good for them once they start opening up Macau again. But wow, that's pretty good. Wynn Resorts now up 2% after hours. Mercado Libre is still rolling, bro. Here we go. It's up over 4% now after hours and climbing. Whew. That looks like the big winner so far. Etsy now right now, just looking at this, that's down 6.5%. Roku's down 8.5%, and Fastly down 4.7%. All of these look like they're reporting huge dumps here on all three of these after hours. Wow, unbelievable. Let's check in on Uber. I forgot Uber's was today as well.
I should have Etsy's in a second.
Oops, not you, Uber. Uber is down 4% after hours. And we'll just pull up MGM just to see.
Rudy Brown, you're on MGM duty. You can look on Twitter to see if numbers come up.
Yeah, right now it's up 1.2% after hours. Man, this is crazy. Lots of these stocks are getting hammered right now. Uber is starting to bounce back a little bit. It was down almost 4% here after hours and starting to climb back. So we'll see if that ends up turning green. Wynn Resorts is still green. Mercado Libre is also still green on a monster earnings beat. That's one of the biggest beats I think we've seen this season so far. Fastly is continuing to get beat down here. It is down 6.8% and falling. Etsy is now down almost 10% after hours, and so is Roku. This is disastrous here right now. Man, Etsy's getting hammered, bro. Roku down 8.5%.
Wow.
Really rough.
Ethereum at 2,700. If anybody cares.
Ethereum still rolling.
All right, here we go for Etsy. They beat on earnings per share and revenue slightly. So earnings per share estimates were 61 cents, came in at 68 cents. They missed on revenue. My apologies. 531 million were the estimates, came in at $529 million.
Damn. I'm sure we'll hear something about guidance on that. It seems like Etsy might be falling victim to what Amazon did too. We'll see if they lower their guidance for the rest of the year, but that is wild. That is very wild.
Yeah, that is. That's crazy. I want to see what happened with Roku.
Yeah, that's still down 7.5% here after hours. If you guys are just joining us, we got 200 folks in the house. Thanks so much for allowing us to be a part of your afternoon. We're trying to get to our 7th day in a row for 100 likes plus in our live streams. We're 70% of the way there. We got 71 likes. So if you guys could hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the stream so far, we certainly would appreciate it. Really takes no energy on your part to do that.
So Roku's earnings look on the surface decent for last quarter. Earnings per share estimates were 14 cents, came in at 52 cents. Revenue, 617 million, came in at 645 million. So there's something in there that the market did not like, which we keep seeing. And maybe this actually bodes well for, we saw Netflix with a really poor move after earnings. And people have been sort of, down on Netflix, but it seems like they're all kind of coming down a little bit and experience the same challenges.
Yeah. Man, Fastly's still getting hammered, bro. Now it's down 12.5%.
Wow.
Jesus. Wow, that's insane. Mercado Libre is still looking amazing here. Again, this is one that we've had on the list, guys, on the watch list, and it is still rolling after hours. Virtually no selling here on our earnings results. So if you guys want to check that out, Go to ownthechaos.com. We'd love to have you guys as a part of the Chaos crew. It doesn't cost you any money to get that watch list.
Yeah, and
links in the description.
I'm trying to see. We've talked about my league. This could bode well for Big Commerce. Big C next week has earnings next week.
Yeah.
This might be alluding to what we're going to see from Big Commerce. So, man, this is something I might have to look into, which has had a good move.
Do we have numbers from Uber yet?
I'm still trying to find Fastly, which I'm not seeing Fastly. Uber's numbers. Yes, we have earnings per share estimates. Is this right? Earnings per share estimates, a loss of, I want to say this correctly. So a loss of 53 cents was the estimate, and it came in at 58 cents. I'm going to double check that. So it looks like they beat there. They beat on revenue. 3.74 billion was the estimate. It came in at 3.93 billion.
Can I pause you for a sec?
Yeah.
You said their expectations was a loss of 53, and they came in at a loss of 58?
No, they came in at 58 cents.
Oh, positive?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that is correct.
All right.
It came in at 58 cents, so 200% beat.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Especially from Uber, because they spend money like crazy.
Yes.
And now it's down. It's down at 6.5% here. Something's in that report that investors don't like. I don't know if maybe is it active users?
I wonder if they said anything on bookings and maybe tempered expectations on bookings since the Delta variant.
Yeah.
And some concern on I bet you there's uncertainty, or perhaps they could even have withdrawn guidance. That's a possibility.
Yeah. I was going to say if they pull guidance and fears of some of the Delta variant stuff, that's definitely something that I would see happening and why it's selling off here. Fastly's down 15%.
Wow.
Something happened here on Fastly. Jesus. It is now down. It closed the day at $44.58. It's now down to $37 a share. 36. It's still getting here. Now down 17%. Wow, that's wild. Etsy is now down double digits officially. It is down after hours over 10%. Whew. What an afternoon, Fat Man Zoom. This is crazy.
I'm not understanding why I'm not seeing the Fastly numbers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does anybody have the Fastly numbers?
Throw them in the chat if you guys got them. But yeah, it's now down 17% after hours and falling. That's insane. Insane. If
Well,
you guys,
I'm happy they all came in quick though.
yeah, they all just came in at once. That's why I was like, man, I'm going all over the place. But
If you got time on your hands, there's so many stocks that have getting beaten down. Sam Adams,
yeah.
Fastly,
Oh, we're making a list. We're making a
Amazon
list
to a
next
certain
week.
extent. Like there's some good stuff that if you just want to, there should be an investment account that, like I want to create an investment account that is just like beat down.
Yeah.
It's just I just hold it forever, and like
52-week lows.
it has to have like a 52-week low, 20% move down.
Yeah.
All right, you go in there and I just set it and forget it. And it's just fun money.
Yep.
Because these stocks are going to, not all of them. Some are going to come back. Shout out. We got a level 2 crew member joining straight to level 2. That's what I like. Cat. Welcome to the crew.
Hell yeah. If you guys want to be a part of the crew, get our daily watch list, access to Discord, and my portfolio, as well as trade alerts, hit the join button next to subscribe. We'd love to have you guys as a part of the Chaos crew. Help supports the channel, the studio you see behind us, all that good stuff. And you're part of an amazing community for $4.99 a month.
I'll say this is probably the most well-rounded live stream we've had in a while, top to bottom. We went over the earnings reactions. We talked about RobinHood move. We talked about, finally gave out Drive Shack's earnings, Spirit Airline, shit the bed, all that stuff going on, and even gave some technical analysis, some indicators.
Yeah.
We provided a little bit of education. I mean, how can't you beat this? I'm hoping we hit our goal. Did we hit our goal?
We're at 94 likes. We got 6 to go before we get to
anywhere.
Before we hit our 7-day win streak of 100 likes or more. So hit the thumbs up, guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far. If you're just joining, if this is your first time, hopefully we get a subscription from you. You hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, because we do go live Monday through Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time every day. And then Sundays, we actually go live in the evening at 7:30 p.m. just to give you a snapshot of what we think is going to be happening for the week. If you guys want to be a part of that, make sure you're hitting subscribe and the notification bell.
Thanks, Arfin. Arfin gave the Fastly numbers. They did beat on estimates and revenue slightly. Earnings per share, loss of 17 cents was the estimate. Loss of 15 what it came in at. Estimates, Estimates, it did miss on revenue. My apologies. 85.73 million were the estimates. It came in at $85.03 million. So
it missed by less than $1 million.
So you got to miss there. We'll see what else it says. What else is in the earnings. Tomorrow, earnings, pre-market, we got Penn, Wayfair, Fiverr, Yeti, and Moderna, which we'll be checking out, talking about in the live stream. But we will be reacting to a few stocks. I was going to say Square. We already announced Square. I put that in there. BYND and Zillow, so not huge ones.
Yeah.
There is also a company named Sandstorm, but I don't have any idea what to do, but it reminds me of that techno song, Darude Sandstorm, that they play at Notre Dame. It just hypes me up. So maybe we'll have that on cue to play that, get demonetized. But guys, come back tomorrow. I don't think we have Freddie in the house tomorrow. I would say
it's up in the air. Freddie's been on vacation for the last 2 weeks, and so maybe we'll just let him continue.
He will be back next week for sure, but maybe he makes a surprise visit. He drops in on us, but we'll still have more than enough to talk about, guys. Again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out the door. We hit the 100?
We did hit the 100. We got 112 now. So thanks, guys. We hit our
Peaches and cream, baby. Peaches and cream. 7
days in a row. That's pretty awesome. So thanks so much for that. We certainly appreciate it. If you don't mind, just hit it on your way out the door if you didn't already. And that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you.
Thanks.
Did I say thanks?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.